Neither one of them throw me over the hump or nothing. Unless something happened to Joe today. Anything happened to Joe today?
Offense, control the line of scrimmage. Be dominant. Communicate up front. Dominate with our size and athleticism. Ain't no time now to worry about what the outcome is. Don't look at the scoreboard. One play at a time. From the first play to the last play. Represent your shit.
Need a horn and a drum roll.
Turn up, yeah!
I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work. Season's over. A different time. I told you they remember November. But December's our time. December's we do what we do. That's Florida State time. We're back where we belong.
Let's get it on. Need a horn. Break it down.
Turn up, yeah!
I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Just change.
I'm going to either win 388 games or I'm going to win 389. Neither one of them throw me over the hump or nothing. Unless something happened to Joe today. Anything happened to Joe today?
Offense, control the line of scrimmage. Be dominant. Communicate up front. Dominate with our size and athleticism. Ain't no time now to worry about what the outcome is. Don't look at the scoreboard. One play at a time. From the first play to the last play.
Need a horn in the drum roll.
Never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work. Season's over. A different time. I told you they remember November. But December's our time. December's we do what we do. That's Florida State time. We're back where we belong.
Let's get it on. Need a horn, break it down.
I never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Just change.
What a week to be a damn Seminole. What a week to be a damn Seminole. What is going on, Florida State family? Seminole Nation in the 863 tribe is your boy POLK, a.k.a. a.k.a. the damn truth. And what a week to be a Nole. We got a 4-star linebacker, a 5-star receiver. Florida loses to Tennessee. Miami gets boat raced by Middle Tennessee State. Jordan Travis, again, the best quarterback in the state of Florida, and it's not close. Florida comes out here and boat races Boston College, dominates them physically. What a week. Give yourselves a hands, Florida State. Just can we just enjoy this moment? I've been doing this YouTube thing for what? I think 3 years. I think this is going on my third, well, a little bit over 3. Or no, about 3 years. I started doing this midway through Taggart's regime, and I was here for the hiring of Mike Norvell, and I've been doing this ever since. And there has not been a lot of moments like this on this channel since I've been live streaming and covering the team, if you want to call that. More so just giving my opinion. Since I've been doing this YouTube thing, right? Giving my opinion on Florida State. There have not been moments like this. They have been few and far in between. Most Saturdays, I was coming on here telling you how pissed I was and why the team didn't look like this and why we couldn't do this and whose fault is it for this and was it the play calling? Was it the players? Is it the coaching? Is the defense this? Is the offense this? Breathe. It's starting to come together. Excuse me. We may very well be turning a corner, my friends. We've had the one-off games here and there. North Carolina, the 1 year. Last year, you had Miami. We have not had moments like this, my friends. It's got as low as Travis Hunter and Amarius Mims. But at every storm has an ending. Every tunnel has a light. Dare I say we are starting to see the light? It's not about Boston College. I told y'all Boston College wasn't any good. I told y'all I wasn't worried about this game. It's the way you looked in this game. It's the way you played in this game. You dominated from start to finish. You left no doubt. You didn't let it get close. You didn't play around. Again, physically, you manhandled them. You looked the bigger, the faster, the stronger team. It's not about Boston College. It's always been about Florida State. And what have I been saying for the last couple weeks? I'm not there yet. I want to see him really put it all together. I think this is going to be a year where you win a bunch of close games. And it may very well still be a year where you still have to go out there and win these close games. But I did not see a 44-7 game. I did not see that. I thought you can keep it close, try to get out of there. That is not what happened. I didn't think this team was in the state of mind, at the stage of their development to where they were going to be blowing teams out the water. Good or bad teams. I mean, Duquesne is a given. It's Duquesne. No one on Duquesne was recruited by anybody. It's Duquesne. Boston College, I know they got some injuries, but they got some guys. Flowers is a dude. I would love to have him on our wide receiving in our wide receiving room. It would just make us all that more better because that wide receiving room is looking absolutely fantastic. What a year does. Don't tell me you can't build nothing out of the transfer portal. Dude, that conversation's dead. Don't tell me you can't build nothing out of the transfer portal, people. And guess what? We ain't even added Winston Wright to this offense yet. We haven't even added Winston Wright to this offense yet. Boston College has a few guys. They have a running back that ran for 1,000-some yards last year. They have dudes. Go back and watch last year's Boston College game. You dominated that game. If you go watch the game, the score indicates that game was a lot closer than it was. But if you go watch that game, FSU was in control. The refs kind of helped out, but that game should have been ugly as well. But see, that team wasn't in the position. That team still struggled. Obviously, that team started 0-4. This team is 4-0. This team put their heel on their neck and never let it up. Sit back and enjoy what I think. These 3 games, guys, these next 3 games are going to be the great reveal. These next 3 games are going to be the great reveal. You're going to see in these next 3 games what this team really is. I think you may have seen that tonight. Again, it's got nothing to do with Boston College. They are who we thought they were. Not a good football team. Injury riddled, just don't have depth. Not a good football team. They are who we thought they were. But you can't tell me in the last 2 years this team wins 44-7 against anybody. Hell, we couldn't do it against Jacksonville State last year. So the growth is there. What more really needs to be said? All I can do is sit back, laugh, and enjoy tonight might have been the most fun I've had watching a game in 5 or 6 years, man. From start to finish. From the opening kickoff, literally. Shout out to Kendrick Ross with the 20. And I haven't even did a roll call yet because I'm just on one right now. Shout out to Kendrick Ross, man. He says, no blood raw. Let me get that Dalvin. Oh, yeah, we have plenty of Miami slander coming. So we will start off with Dalvin Cook. I like the way you think, my man.
What's in my pocket, dog? Big face Honda. Just left them all. Bought everything that I wanted.
Let's do a roll call, guys, because I haven't done that yet. And hit the like button. I'm not going to scroll all the way to the top, man, because the chat's been moving. So I'm just going to pick a random spot and y'all hit the comment section to make this roll call. No power in the building. Champ 99, Michael Attacco, No Blooded, Jack Orlando, Boxing Monster, member the 863 Tribe, Ryan Mitchell, Panama Jack, Kendrick Ross, member the 863 Tribe, Hannah Tyler Hedden, member the 863 Tribe, Todd Pope, Jason Aces 352, FSU Rose, member the 863 Tribe, Panama Jack, Josh Johnson, Jamal M, Timmy, Nicholas Johns, Noel Power, TD Lake City, my man Terrence, member the 863 Tribe, Mr. H.A. Double, Nicholas Johns with the $20 at Florida State is great speed. I'm going to give you another Miami clip. Ben Callahan, Brandon B. Chad Kinsler, Giuseppe, Tara, member the 863 Tribe, 226 Tim, Prime Time, Sam, Davius Freeman, VJ, member the 863 Tribe, James Ballard, Corey Hall, Stroking the Flame, Todd Pope, Vontae B, 357 Magno, Peter Shields, member the 863 Tribe, Ronald Smith, Groy 19 with the $50 bomb. Groy, you got to tell me what you want. But he said, got about $1 per point Miami gave up. I'm gonna give you 2 videos. First of all, this is what Middle Tennessee State did to Miami today.
We finna get up in here, whoop these niggas' ass right quick.
And for the don't know, I mean, who better than the GOAT? Shout out to Hakeem for bringing the GOAT on stage for his recruitment.
Yeah, get more money, get more money, yeah.
And you know what? We'll do one more just for famous Jameis, because why not? National championship.
Clickety clank, the money goes into my piggy bank.
Kenny Hayden, Nick, Jeremiah Dorsett, Ardavius, Tevin Strong. I'm trying to make sure I hit all y'all tonight, man. Florida State fans showing up and showing out in here tonight. Davius Freeman with the $20 donation. Y'all boys are showing mad love. Florida State need to win more if y'all gonna keep showing me love like this. Hey, I always appreciate the love. That's why we do this out here. And what have we? Jameis says, thank you, my man. And true Seminole and no power. Amen. This game don't really need a lot of dissecting, but we're finna go through it. We finna do what we do. We dominated from start to finish. You know, it takes a little bit of time for ESPN to get them stats up on here, but I'm going to bring up the stats, and we're going to, I mean, hold on. Let me find it. I mean, is there any position on the team that doesn't get an A? Except for that damn Ryan Fitzgerald's. We have to. It's like, let's see, like, so if you want to bring the temperature down just a little bit, Fitzgerald is going to cost us a Wake Forest or an NC State, or Fitzgerald is going to cost us a game. Continually, he can't even when he kicks extra points, guys, it looks like he's going to miss. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if the answer is playing the walk-on freshman kicker that we have. I don't know if the answer is calling up the soccer team and trying some of those guys out. We have to figure out the kicking situation. If we do not, that is going to cost us a game. I keep stressing that. It was 44-14. I forgot Boston College scored late. Well, good for them. It should have been 45-40. We have to figure out the kicking situation, folks. So just to bring the temperature down just a little bit, we got to figure that out. Outside of that, yeah, anybody but Fitz, right? Outside of that, because you know it's coming. I say it every time he kicks. I'm like, he finna miss. Every time he kicks, I'm like, he finna miss. So, yeah, I'm with you. I just laugh. Outside of Fitz, though, Brendan Gamp, man, that dude was all over the field tonight. I mean, Patrick Payton, give a shout out to Patrick Payton. I understand he was going against like a walk-on at tackle, and they even moved the guard at tackle that they tried to put on him, and it didn't work. But shout out to Patrick Payton. I mean, again, is there a position on this team that doesn't get an A tonight? Corey says, do you think Mike Norvell should let him attempt the kicks instead of going for it? So that was like a little bit of a debate people were having, and some of those I do think so. I think there were some times where we went for it on fourth in the first half that he could have let Fitz get the kick. With that said, though, Corey, only because it was Boston College. Only because it was Boston College. If this was another team, we would not be having this discussion. You'd be like, no, go for it. If this was a team that you thought would, if this was a Wake Forest, if this was a Wake Forest, you're going to go, you need to go for it every single time, right? So only because it's Boston College that we can sit back and we can go, you should have, because it was never a threat. They were never threatening us. They couldn't even move the ball on our starting unit. So only because it was Boston College that it was like, well, maybe you should let Fitz get a couple kicks in and see if he can get his confidence up. But if that's a Wake Forest, you're going to go for it on fourth, right? Maybe they're simply just preparing for the next game. Because quite frankly, we don't need to be trotting out Fitzgerald. And if that Wake Forest is what I think that game might be, we need to be going for it. Four. We get past the 50, it's four down territory all the way down to the end zone. So that's how I view it. Let's get to the box score. Let's go over the box score. Let me pull that up for you guys to see. Let's go over the box score real quick. There we go. I'm sure you guys can see that. Matter of fact, I'll even take my ugly face off it to make it a little bigger. Let's take Corey off here. And be patient with me in the chat, guys. I'm falling behind. That's because I'm looking at this box score. So we hold Phil Jerkovic to 15 for 23, 105.
We make USAA renters insurance.
I don't care about USAA. Because if it's I still haven't got an ad blocker after all these years. I don't know why. 105, 4.6 a pass, 1 TD, 2 INTs. Their freshman quarterback came in there and threw a touchdown. Good for him against and actually he caught it on Sam. It's okay. That was a freshman receiver that caught it on Sam. A little freshman on freshman action, man. It's all right, Sam. We'll get better. We continue to get better. No big deal. Xavier Coleman had 8 yards of carry. I mean, they ran for 95 yards.
Florida State seems like they have it at every.
Are you serious? They ran for 94, threw for 1. I mean, look at the stats, man. We kept Zay Flowers in check. I mean, let's go to our stuff. Jordan Travis, 16 for 26, 321, and a touchdown. And he didn't even play the entire game. Trap could have threw for over 400 yards easy. We run for 180. Trey Benson with almost 8 yards of carry and 2 TDs. Ward had his worst game of the season on 14 carries, 48 yards, and a touchdown. Toafili had a touchdown on 4 carries for 12. Travis had 1 big scramble where he snatched everybody's kneecap. Rodney Hill continues to look like a pretty good freshman running back when he gets his opportunities. And Rodemaker even kept a read option play for 11 yards. We was curious. Well, what wide receiver is going to show up and show out? Whose turn is it this time? Well, it was Darian Williamson's turn this week. 5 receptions, 98 yards. Ontario had another big game too. Cam had his best game maybe of his career with 2 big catches. He was killing Woodbay. Shout out to Woodbay, man. He just never was that guy. Pittman had one of his best games of the season. Portier had a great catch in the end zone. Malik. Johnny had his worst game. And, of course, the defensive numbers aren't updated yet. So, let's stop sharing that. Get me back on the screen. And let me catch up in the comment section. See what you guys talking about. Kane Zay. Shout out to Kane Zay, man. He says Jeffrey Bell, everything I thought was going to happen. I don't know what y'all talking about. Sir 5, member of the 863 Tribe, says, what's up, 4-0 Seminoles? How the haters feel about Norvell now? All right. And then Slade says, do you think we will not Wake Forest out of the top 25 with that loss? I wouldn't be surprised if they kept him in there because a lot of top 25 teams, like Miami was ranked number 25. They're definitely, they're going to the bottom 150 after that loss. I mean, you're playing Clemson down to the wire like that. Yeah, I don't think, I don't know. I don't know if they might keep Wake Forest in the top 25. We definitely are going to hit the rankings this week. Why are they not using Deuce? Man, as you see, it's a rotation every week. Number 1. Number 2, Deuce has been dealing with an injury, so he might not just be 100%. I'm thinking A+ for everybody. I mean, Travis threw for 300 plus, A. Running backs as a whole, A. Benson gets an A. If you want to give individual grades, I mean, even Ward with his worst game still played effective, right? Oklahoma lost to Kansas State. Man, everybody's getting beat. Last I checked, USC was losing to Oregon State. This seems to be one of those weeks, my man. This seems to be one of those weekends. We got a special teams touchdown. Yeah, like Ardavius said, we got multiple receivers showing up big in this game. Tight end showing up. There's not a position that don't get an A. Patrick Payton stepped in for Jared Verse and didn't lose. I don't think we lost a step. Quite frankly, I mean, Patrick Payton, if he gets a little stronger, he's gonna be a problem, guys. Because that bend he has off the edge, that first step he has off the edge, some of those sacks, he would have had about 2 or 3 sacks if he just was a little stronger. Patrick Payton was a little stronger, he would have had about 2 or 3 sacks tonight. Linebackers played the best. Oh my God, Bethune and Deloach look. It's amazing how much better Deloach looks next to Tatum Bethune. And that's a credit to both. I'm not just giving Bethune all the credit, but that's what happens when you put a guy next to him that can also move sideline to sideline. 2 best linebackers in the ACC. You can't convince me otherwise. So you got the best quarterback in the ACC. Yeah, I said it. You got the best pair of linebackers in the ACC. Yep, I said it. You got the best pair of safeties in the ACC. Yep, I said it. The best pure rusher in the ACC. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit there with Trayshawn Ward. But he's one of the top 3 backs in the ACC. Yeah, I said it. Come on, man. Amari Gaynor was not available tonight. He was hurt. Amari Gaynor is still hurt. Yeah, Texas lost to Texas Tech. So Florida State got some of the best players in the conference, maybe? That's what I'm telling y'all, man. If you missed the first 15, 20 minutes or however long that opening segment took of this video, go back and watch it. You might be in for a ride this year that nobody saw coming. Even me. And I predicted a 9-3 season. And again, that was more out of necessity than what I thought this team could actually accomplish. I won't lie to you and say that I foresaw this. I predicted 9-3 out of necessity. I believe that this team was so down bad in recruiting that only a 9-3 jolt could fix this thing. We ain't hit 9-3 yet, so we don't need, we're almost halfway there, but we haven't hit 9-3 yet, obviously. But this 4-0 start and this game tonight in front of 80,000 with those recruits there in that building, and you got to think they're selling out again next weekend against Wake Forest. Come on, man. Mama, what's going on? Where do I think we land in the top 25? That's a great question. The fact that what we did to Boston College, granted, it's Boston College. I know Virginia Tech beat Boston College pretty big too. But I would say 21-ish. I got to see who lost, who goes where. So, like, Oklahoma gets beat by Kansas State. And they got beat kind of soundly, by the way. I think, like, they let Kansas State score like 40-some-odd points on them or something like crazy like that, right? A Brett Venables team. Yeah, 41-34. And Kansas State had already lost the game. So you got to think Oklahoma drops. They should be below us. I don't care if they were number 6, right? USC right now is going to the fourth quarter losing 7-3. Okay. I'm just looking. You had Arkansas lose Arkansas probably won't drop that far because they lost to another ranked team. I'm just trying to see who all lost and where we might fit in the mix here. Wake, we'll definitely be ranked higher than Wake. Rank was already 21, so rank Wake. If I'm the voters, I put Wake right at 25. Oklahoma dropping below us. Florida's dropping below us, obviously. Oregon got away with a win against Washington State, but that team's not very good. I don't care what nobody tells me. Texas is dropping out the top 25, and they were ranked 22. Miami's out the top 25. They were 25. Pitt probably goes. What is Pitt? Pitt has lost a game. Yeah, they lost in Tennessee, right? I would say Pitt stands fast at 24, and we jump Pitt. Yeah, man, I think we should be in the top 20. Looking at the teams and who's done what. Top 20 for me. Mario's Willie 2.0. Schedule is about to get tougher. Yeah, we got a 3-game stretch. That's going to tell us everything we need to know, Ryan. Or Roy. Sorry, Roy. We might be ranked higher than Wake, but I still think we will be underdogs. I think we will not be underdogs against Wake because that game's going to be at home. And I think they've already announced that it's a 3:30 game. Unfortunately, it's not a primetime game. That would be another dope atmosphere. I think it's 3:30 game. But having that game at home, I don't think will be. Y'all know how I feel. Take care of home. If you're taking care of home, I'm okay with going 2-1 in the 3-game stretch. Just take care of home. Oh, we so we're already ranked 27 if you don't know. So we'll definitely be over 25. It's so funny how last week, coming off of a loss and barely escaping against USF, these boys are laughing at how they're still ranked, and even though we're 3-0, our 3-0 wins obviously don't mean nothing because we ain't ranked. And now both of them lose on the same day and are going to be dropping out of the top 25. Man, you got to love it. Got to love it. Kane says we got to buy, but honestly, I wish the season ended now. Matter of fact, it did. Go Dolphins. Zay, I know you ain't giving up on Mario Cristobal. Y'all know, Zay, I'm not going to let you do it. I know y'all ain't giving up on Mario Cristobal already. Oh, you just got to drop farther than 15. They have to. You lost to a team with already one loss, unranked. You lost by double digits. You have to. What does a win against Wake Forest do? What does it do? Other than continue to show that you're on the right track and that you might be the real deal this year. I'll tell you what, you win against that team. Wake was the one team last year and Louisville. Wake was the one team last year that kind of like embarrassed you. I think we had like 6 turnovers in that game. That was just a bad game. To come back full circle like you did against Louisville and beat that team, bro, all of a sudden, I don't know, bro. I don't know. They're going to really be feeling themselves if they can beat Wake Forest. BB says the Gators will be back. Hey, AR actually played a decent game today, huh? There's also talk of that hurricane that could be hitting Florida around that time next week that could mess with that game. So stay tuned. Watch the weather. Watch the weather, man. Watch the weather for that hurricane. If you beat Wake, I think game day might be at NC State. If you beat Wake Forest, game day might be at NC State. Yes, he was. Former Florida State quarterback. Like I said, them Noles, they always going to whoop them Canes. We beat Wake, the lies are coming. Are they even lies at this point? Are they even lies? That kick return was dope. 45 to Middle 10. I don't even know where that is or what city that is. I feel you, bro. I feel you. I've been laughing at y'all all day. That just brings me so much joy. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Watch. It could affect that game next week, is what I'm saying. That hurricane that's coming, it's going through Florida. Could affect the game. Serve says we shouldn't even worry about that top 25. We will sooner or later slide in, and then none of these fools can say crap. That's gonna happen this week. Come tomorrow, whenever they release those rankings, Florida State to be in them. So, and I was saying all last week, who cares about being ranked 25? So here we are, a week after, and here we're gonna be top 25. Is there before we just go into a Miami roast session, which I'm all down to do tonight. I prepared for this and everything. Like, I've been looking forward to this moment. I got to give Florida State fans, first of all, we're going to have to do helmet stickers, though I don't have the helmet here with me. We'll pick the helmet. Well, I think I'm going to do one. Yeah, I'm going to do one. We're not going to get over, not going to go overboard. We're going to do one. But I let you guys do it last week, and I think I'll let you guys do it this week. We're gonna nominate some guys to and then I'll let to put it to win the helmet sticker, and then I want to see who wins it. All right. Oh, obviously I'm gonna nominate Jordan Travis, because why the hell wouldn't I? Jordan Travis. You know who else I'm gonna nominate? Patrick Payton. What happened? There you go, Patrick Payton. Who do you guys want to nominate? Somebody said Lundy. What? Benson? Absolutely. We'll nominate Benson. Man had a special, did his thing, like 8 yards of carry, had a kick return. What did Benson have? Like 3 total touchdowns or something like that? And we'll do one more. Give that O-line a sticker. I'm trying to see who else, y'all. Somebody said I'll put in a guy who stood out to me, man. He's not gonna win it, but I'm gonna give him his flowers. Brendan Gant, man, was all over the field on special teams, and when he got his number called on defense. I'm putting Brendan Gant in there. But at the end of the day, you guys get to vote on it. Polls up in the chat. Go ahead and place your poll. Go ahead and place your votes. We'll come back around and we'll do that. Now, is there anything else you guys would like to talk about while we wait for the poll results? What about Adam Fuller? Nothing. Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we move on to the epic failures of Mario Cristobal, Kevin Steele, and Josh Gaddis, the dream team of coaching staffs in the state of Florida that was supposed to be? Oh, Armella's the truth. Armella's going to be the truth, man. Armella's going to be the truth. Armella was out there. I saw Lloyd Willis out there. This offensive line isn't going anywhere. And that's why I said, guys, that's why I said, if you're Florida State, Atkins has a blank check. Atkins has a blank check, and Atkins, you convince him, and the only way you convince him is that you pay him the money to say, you don't leave here until a major, not just any Power 5 school, a major power, like not Vanderbilt, but you don't leave here until, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a school like Auburn opens up. If if Auburn's gonna hire you, then that's where you want to go. You want to go somewhere like that. You write Alex Atkins a blank check. Charlie Strong don't matter. He's coaching linebackers. He's irrelevant, right? That's what they say about Randy Shannon. So Charlie Strong is irrelevant. I think they'll be back next week, personally. I think they'll be back. Duffy didn't do much. They didn't give him. Got to remember the old line that Duffy was playing behind. Okay, they were playing that walk-on center again. He was not very good. Duffy didn't have the best protection. And even then, I thought he threw a ball to Span that he could have got. Irv says, confession, Polk. I was hoping that was a targeting call on Jerry. And a lot of people was like, hey, it's Jerry, and no big deal if he gets ejected. You weren't the only one, Irv. You weren't the only one. Estes has been looking good every time. You think? I do. I think Verse, first of all, if you looked at Verse in this, I think Verse could have played in this game. He was on the sideline jumping around. He was in street clothes, but I think Verse could have played this game. They were smart to keep him out. Lovett. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I wasn't Lovett on crutches on the sideline, so I'm not so sure. Lovett's injury might be more serious than we think. I think I saw Lovett on crutches on the sideline. He might not play next week, which is not good. Not great anyway. And again, somebody can correct me, but I'm almost positive I saw Lovett on crutches on the sideline. Verse is going to play, though. I think Robert Scott plays as well. We have real depth. There you go. You said it, Zay, not me. A lot of our number one guy. It was good to see Duke get back out there again. No, T2 Wise made a video tonight. He even did a live stream tonight. Go check it out, man. Go check it out. Pure entertainment. If I had it with me, bro, I'd take a shot with you. Yeah, I think we did. I think then Greedy, that was Greedy. Didn't he get the interception after? He was in the boot too. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he was in crutches and in a boot. So maybe it's precaution like they did with Jordan Travis after Louisville, and it's just a way. Because what I think happened with Jordan Travis at Louisville is that they put the boot on him and they gave him the crutches, so he didn't put any weight on it, and they had time to get him and diagnose. You know, because it's crazy how he went from that boot and all that to playing in this game, right? And playing well and running well. Maybe they're just giving him the boot and the crutches to keep weight off of it, and maybe he will play. We'll see. Not a great sign, bro. We haven't seen Travis J all year, so you're asking the wrong person. I don't think Malcolm. Did Malcolm? I think I saw Malcolm Ray tonight. I don't remember. Yes, he has. Benson broke the brick. Well, let's see if Benson's going to win the poll. Right now, Benson is looking like he's going to win this poll by a landslide. They're 68%. I thought more people would vote for Jordan Travis, but they're giving it to Benson so far. We'll keep the poll open for a little bit longer. What you say, Zay? I know y'all boys love this, but hey, pray for your closest Kane friend, for real. Even Pop's in shock. Zay, I got a question for you, serious question. Is this loss worse than FIU? Gator Hater, what's up? Kerry says, I love the way the double team 14 opened up things. Yep, that's what happens when you have a number one receiver. They account for him and leave other guys in one-on-one situations. Shaheem had a sack. North Carolina failed the ACC today. Don't care about the ACC. And we don't play North Carolina, so again, don't really care. They'll probably whoop up on Miami, though. Miami has a bye week, and then they play North Carolina. So North Carolina probably whoop up on them boys. Malcolm Ray was in street clothes. Okay. Travis J is so he's on the scout team. I noticed how the Norvell haters are real quiet. They even called him racist after that. Hey, didn't I say that at the halftime reaction? Not only have Kane fans completely disappeared, but the Norvell haters have too. And it's not the critical. Like, I'm okay with being critical. I was critical on Mike Norvell. Let me be very clear when I say Norvell haters, because I've been accused of being a Norvell hater. And I never felt like I was. I just simply called a spade when I needed to. It's the people who came in here after the Do y'all remember? And I don't even remember exactly who they were. I just remember the comments, not the names. That people came in here after beating LSU, a team that was 5-7 last year and 3-6 the year before. And we came in here after LSU, and people were saying how they were not happy with that win. Do you guys remember that? People were that was a solve. What? But again, they're not here tonight. Or at least if they are, they're not commenting. Because again, I don't even remember who made those comments. But if they are in the chat, they're not commenting how they were that night. Isn't that crazy? Sometimes I don't think people even understand how the game goes. Like if you just come out the gate blowing people out, you build yourself up to what they did tonight. Can you sustain it? Georgia just had a bad showing today with Kent State. They still found a way to win it. But they blew out Oregon, game 1 of the season. Not every team is going to do what 2013 did and just blow everybody off the map every week. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. We're being happy tonight. The haters aren't in here, so it doesn't even matter. Zay says both are shocking, but we had no idea we was this bad. We thought we turned the corner before FIU loss. You know, and I'm just going to be honest with you, Zay. I think I think FIU is probably a worse program than Middle Tennessee. I think this loss is worse than FIU. And it ain't got nothing to do with Mario, even though if you wanted to, you could throw the fact that you got Mario and all of that, all the hype, but it really don't have nothing to do with the hype. You know what it got to do with? Middle Tennessee dominated y'all. They put up 45 on y'all. Y'all never even led once in this ball game. Y'all were down, 24-3 at one point. Like, the game wasn't really ever close. That's the sad part with this game and why I think this loss is worse than the FIU loss personally. Is that it would have been like Jacksonville State beating us 31-10 or something stupid like the fact that you weren't in the game at any point where y'all did every time y'all did something good, they had an answer. That's what is crazy to me. They pretty much dominated y'all. Y'all had like 3 or 4 plays on the 1-yard line to get a touchdown, and you couldn't do it against Middle Tennessee State. It's stuff like that is why I think this loss is worse than FIU. Let's check the poll, man. We're going to close the poll. We're going to close the poll mainly because Benson's running away with this thing. So it's pretty foregone conclusion tonight. After 91 votes, Benson with 73%. Patrick Payton did get a vote from somebody. And Jordan Travis with 26%. Nobody gave Brendan Gant a vote, but I thought Brendan Gant deserved a mention. When I get back to the house, I'll be throwing that sticker on there for my man, Trey Benson. So, again, before we get into this, and at this point, I really wish Miami fans would actually come. I actually wish Miami fans would actually come in here so we can talk about this. I want some people to talk about. But anything else we want to cover on this Boston College domination? And I appreciate you actually having a conversation with me, Zay. Does anybody else have anything to talk about Boston College? Because I really don't think there's anything that needs to be talked about. We went in there, handled business, and did what we were supposed to do. I want to dedicate everything else to the desecration of the Miami Hurricanes as we finish this out. Okay, so nobody has anything else to say about Boston College. I just want to be clear before we finish this off. Okay, Ben Callahan says we handle business, on to the next, and I couldn't agree more. Time to get ready for Wake Forest. With that said, Canes says I could have seen we lost by. Yeah, I agree with you. Like if this was a close game and you didn't play that well and you let them stick around and they get a couple lucky yeah, I'm with you, but they didn't do that. They whooped that ass from start to finish. Miami fans, this is what happens. And as Florida State fans, we know this. Because we did this with Willie. Like, I'm not going to pretend like fans don't do this. We had the same. We thought Willie Taggart was going to take us to a new era of Florida State football. You had a guy who was a fan of the team, a friend of Peter Warwick, a friend of Deion Sanders. Just the energy, Willie was that hometown. He didn't attend Florida State. He was just that hometown guy. Family was apparently all Florida State fans. Like, that's all they talked about. And you see how that ended up. What you're watching is damn near playing out literally the same way. Y'all did that for an entire offseason. You got to give respect to Kings. He coming in here, he taking these shots, he taking these bullets, and he handling it like a man, which New King God and some of these other guys won't do. They won't come in here with the smoke. They only come in here when things are positive. All of those guys, I need to get a list of guys so I can start calling some of these guys out. John Shields, New King God, Gorilla Modale. These guys who come in these chats and be on my Twitter trying to troll and trolled all off season and did all of this stuff. Oh, we got Mario. They got the Super Mario little pictures. Man, you might want to get that picture of Mario before he eats the mushroom. That's the Mario y'all need to have as your profile pictures. That's the Mario I told y'all was hiring. The 500 football coach who's 500 right now, after one of the softest schedules to start a season. Y'all literally started off with Southern Miss, Bethune-Cookman, A&M team that was lucky to get past Arkansas today, and freaking Middle Tennessee State, and you're 500 with that schedule. You should at worst be 3-1. And with the way A&M has looked this year, you should have been 4-0. See, I can rip y'all apart. Y'all spent the entire offseason talking a bunch of foolishness. Ain't nobody talking about the Broyles Award anymore now, are they? Remember, Gaddis, that's the best hire. That was the best hire in the offseason, man. That man was the Broyles Award winner. Best assistant coach in the man, shut up. Y'all didn't know what a Broyles Award was until the offseason happened. And now y'all already ready to fire that man. Y'all already ready to fire Gaddis. Oh, Kevin Steele? Man, that was one of the best. Have you not watched Kevin Steele the last few years? There's a reason why Kevin Steele was available. Go watch him at Auburn and his prior jobs. There's a reason why Steele was available. I told you that too. The only positive y'all had anything to talk about is that he definitely, I will give Mario credit, he hit the ground running on recruiting. And again, that was that new car smell because Willie Taggart did the same thing. Hit the ground running hard on recruiting because everybody's excited for the new coach with the new shiny program back home, and he going to take you to it's done. It's over. It's dead. There is no more of that. You lost to Middle Tennessee State, and you didn't lose on a fluke Hail Mary like we did to Jacksonville State. You didn't lose in a close game, and then you got dominated by Middle Tennessee State. They lined it up and just bombed DBs, y'all, Kane Zay, straight speed. You want to talk about straight speed? Middle Tennessee just lined it up and threw it over your heads all game. So this is also all the trolls that come in this chat. This is to all of y'all. It's not really directed towards Zay. Again, shout out to Zay for being in here because he don't have to be in here. But Zay is one of those Miami fans that he's always coming in here. He's always real. He's always showing love, win, lose, or draw. So Zay gonna get 100% of the credit. This ain't even directed at Zay. This is for all y'all other ones who I don't see until we lose a game or until y'all beat a team y'all that have been, most of y'all that have disappeared since the LSU win. Yeah, this is to y'all. And I probably won't see y'all the rest of the year because I won't see them till it's rivalry week. They'll show back up to talk their trash for rivalry week. Or if we lose to Wake next week or one of these games that we will eventually lose a game, obviously, right? Maybe, maybe not. Those are lies for another show. But they'll be back from when that happens. That's what this is for. The Miami fans that don't know a damn thing about the game. But again, I understand it because we did the same thing with Willie. And unfortunately, you're going to get the same results. Here's the good news. They're not going to fire Mario Cristobal a year and a half into his tenure. That's the good news. That's a plus. He's going to have a chance to fill this thing out, build this thing up, and see where it takes y'all. So that's the good news. The bad news, you lost to Middle Tennessee State. If I'm Rashad and some of these boys, do I stick around? Is Ruiz really paying that much NIL money? I guess, maybe. Is NIL money the problem? You paying all these guys and I said this before. That's why part of me thinks Ruiz is really a big fraud. I don't know how much of this NIL stuff is real with him. What return on your investments? It must be great to have millions and billions of dollars just to throw in the dumpster. You paying all these kids this NIL money and you getting that type of effort you got against Middle Tennessee? And TVD deserves what type of NIL? What the hell happened to TVD? I can tell you what happened to TVD because I told you what was going to happen to TVD as soon as Rhett Lashley got up out the program. See, sometimes you got to put your fandom aside and listen when somebody telling you something. I can tell you what happened with TVD. He was a product of Rhett Lashley. I said that when y'all lost him. I said, this is going to be a real interesting to see. Pretty much verbatim. I said, it's going to be real interesting to see. Is TVD really the goods? Or is he a product of Rhett Lashley? Well, you have the answer. I got another revelation for Miami fans that they're not going to like. Jake Garcia ain't going to be no better with this offensive coordinator. I just want to be very clear. Jake Garcia ain't going to be no better. You'll see. You'll see. You don't really have a TVD problem. You have a Gaddis problem. You'll see. They wanted to fire that man the year before they went to the college football playoff last year. All that Broyles Award winner talk don't mean a damn thing. They wanted that dude fired. Go the COVID year for Michigan when they won, 4 games or something crazy like that? They wanted Gaddis gone. They couldn't move the football. The offense was inept. But see, Miami fans, y'all don't even listen to none of that. Y'all don't pay attention. Y'all just tooting your own horn. And here we are. And again, I can go on about steals too. John Shields ain't going to ever show up. Say this is a 10-year process. I'll go to the comments, man. Both Tennessee schools beat Florida schools. John Shields, where you went? NC State will probably beat Clemson. I have a good feeling about it. I mean, they played UConn. That's another thing, like with NC State. That's a team that's hard to gauge because they haven't played nobody. They played UConn. They should have lost to ECU, so I don't know how much I can really judge an NC State. Claude the Mogger, good catch. Miami secondary is dog food. Miami sucks. Polk going in. TVD can't read our defense. It's that simple. You can't blame Miami. This new guy won the Broyles Award. John Seals turned off his phone and canceled his social media. He might show up with a burner account. I hope those recruiting classes fall apart. FSU has had as many wins as UF and Miami combined. Say that again. Florida State has as many wins as both Florida and Miami combined. Who's the big dogs of the state? It's Kane that says, I hate excuses, but Mario did inherit the worst wide receiving core and DB core. Mario is not taking over a loaded team. You sure, bro? See, this is where I think I will agree with you with your wide receiver core. So I will agree with you with the wide receiver core. Because I was also saying, like, without Rambo, it's going to be interesting to see what wide receiver steps up. So I don't disagree there. Your DB core don't get a lot of slack from me. Y'all told me Avonte Williams and James Williams was the best two safeties in not only in Florida but the ACC. Tay and James. Who else y'all got back there? I don't think any of y'all ever liked Ivy, so I ain't gonna tell that lie. But that Tyreek Stevens, I think it was, and I think he's hurt. But James Williams ain't hurt. And I'm telling you something about James Williams. James Williams is a player I was really high on coming out of high school. He needs to be moved to backer. Y'all need linebackers. The more I watch James, the more he needs to be closer to the line of scrimmage, bro. He don't need to be in the secondary like that. But y'all got guys in that secondary, man. I checked the recruiting ratings. Y'all told me y'all recruited well. Y'all got some guys. I don't know what's going on, man. The Boiled Chicken Award. FSU is playing right now. They act like FSU is playing right now. They act like it. I don't even know what that means, Clay. Wesley was on our sideline after the loss today, watching us stomp Diller High into the ground. Whoa, the Saint? This isn't Coker taking over Butch team or Eric Dickerson taking over Jimmy Johnson team. I don't disagree with that, but don't y'all are not going to pretend like this Miami team didn't have a Heisman candidate at quarterback and all of a sudden now he's trash. Okay? Don't tell me the quarterback's trash and not the coaching when he was a Heisman candidate with a different coach. Jalen Knighton's supposed to be the best. Y'all talk all that trash about Jalen. You talk a lot of trash, and then all of a sudden we come back around. Bro, I got the receipts on these videos. I argued with y'all about all those. Y'all took the best D lineman out of the portal, and that West Virginia kid, and that kid out of USC. Are those kids even making plays? I haven't even heard those dudes' names. That UCLA linebacker that y'all thought were going to be this. Is he even on the field playing? See, this is what I told y'all. Bro. And again, Zay, this isn't necessarily towards you, but I've had these conversations. I've destroyed these takes a million times, and y'all try to boost up all them transfer portals guys y'all took. And I told y'all took a bunch of mid out of the portal. One of these, I don't even remember who it was y'all was hyping up a UAB DN that y'all got. Is he even making play? Where are the playmakers? What's up, Pharrell? He says, "What's up, Polk Symbols family? Good win today. Dominator. Really get out without injury." Loke Wright says, entering the game, the Blue Raiders were 0-24 all-time against AP-ranked opponents, with 23 of those losses by double digits. But you know what they were, Loke Wright? They were 2-0 against Miami coming into this game, and now they're 3-0 tonight. Cam Kitchens is another one in that secondary. They got guys with a lot of stars by their names. Those guys just ain't playing for whatever reason. Sure did. The whole country thought and it's not you, right, Kendrick. It's not even Miami fans. The media was riding the Miami hype train too. That's the reason why they were ranked in the top 15, even though they didn't prove a damn thing. Why should they have been ranked in the top 15? You're absolutely right. The media hyped them up too. Any Miami players cleaning their social media of Miami stuff yet? He on the field but ain't doing much. Middle Tennessee knocked both running backs out today. Knighton's been to Knighton's defense. Knighton's been dealing with injuries all year, so I don't want to really go in on Knighton. Knighton's been playing hurt all year. We want Bama. We want Middle Tennessee. I'll tell you that. I don't know if we want Bama, but we'll take Middle Tennessee. Miami, don't worry. We want Middle Tennessee. I promise you that. What can I say? You can't. I'm not making it up. These are all real conversations I've had with Miami fans. And I told them, a bunch of mid. No, man, we got some of the best D linemen out of the portal. That D tackle out of Maryland. Is he even making plays? I don't see none of these guys doing anything. The boys we got out of the portal, they all making plays. Johnny Wilson, Micah Pittman, Jared Verse. Hell, Demetri Emmanuel might be the best O lineman on the team. I don't care what he's grading in PFF. I just know when I watch Demetri Emmanuel, he's never getting called for any penalties. He's never whiffing on blocks. He communicates extremely well. Demetri Emmanuel might be the best O lineman on this team, which is insane to say that. I thought that was kind of I will not say I thought it was a bad take. I just thought I didn't know if it was needed to take a guy from Charlotte, but I don't need to. I'm not going to doubt Alex Atkins when it comes to taking O lineman. He knows what he's doing. I don't no more. Will I quit? If he takes an O lineman, even if I don't think Alex Atkins knows what he's doing. They took Demetri Emmanuel and they took him for a reason. And as you can see, bro, all of our transfer portals are damn near hits. Tatum Bethune, like Ross said. Do we have the only transfer guys, man, that aren't really doing anything is that boy we took from JSU, Feaster. He don't really see no playing time. Turrentine's on the starting rotation, bro. Bless Harris was a starter before getting hurt. Obviously, Caden Lyles got hurt. The Portal Kings, bro. We the Portal Kings. Who did we take that ain't produced? Feaster's the only one. And we got him late in the process. And I believe they just picked him up for depth. I don't think they ever really could. No one ever expected anything out of him, to be honest with you. You never hear, Miami fans say they got the best coaching staff. That's the lie they told us all off season. Best coaching staff in the state, and it wasn't close. Now they want to fire half the staff after the Middle Tennessee game. Ain't it wild how that works? Trey Benson. How the hell could I forget Trey Benson? They took a bunch of A-plus guys out the portal. That's wild. That's pretty much what Michigan State did the year prior. Just a bunch of transfer portal hits. Greedy Vance. You can go down the neck. All of our guys are producing. Just find a transfer kicker, right? If we can do that to BC, imagine what we would do to Middle Tennessee when we get healthy. I tried to call Miami homies and got the voicemail. I don't blame them, Round, because I probably wouldn't answer the phone either. If it was a shoe on the other foot, I wouldn't answer the phone. Being that said, the O-line needs to stay hungry and disciplined. Tougher games are coming. We got to get a little healthier, too. Got to get Robert Scott back in the mix, right? I ain't worried about the O-line, bro. I ain't worried about the O-line. I told y'all I wasn't worried about the O-line. As long as that dude that smoked them cigars in charge of that O-line and that offense, that relationship that Norvell and Atkins has built and what you're seeing, they got to keep that going. We want success so bad so the fans will forget a new coach ain't gonna clean that loser mentality. I think we all are victims of that, Zay. Do you think we should have given Johnny more touches in this game? I mean, it's easy to say that, but Jordan Travis threw for 300 plus yards, you know? So, as far as I'm concerned, Johnny still looked like he was engaged. We've got a multitude of weapons, and these guys are actually playing. And all of a sudden, Kentron Portier is developed or developing. Williamson is developed or developing. Like, these guys are not only the portal guys contributing majorly, but now the guys that you also recruited are starting to develop. I think you're going to have games where you might have 100 yards one game, and you might not have any catches the next game. I mean, Ontario Wilson had 100 yards against LSU. I don't think he had but like 2 catches against Louisville, right? I think it's going to be like that. I don't think it's that big a deal. I think when you just have that much firepower, that much weapons, and Jordan Travis is now able to get all these guys involved, there's just going to be games where guys aren't going to, it's just going to be a rotating thing, I think. Like, you might not get 1,000-yard receiver this year, but you might get 3 or 4 receivers with 400 yards plus, right? A couple in the 6. Again, and Winston Wright ain't even been added to the offense. I keep saying that. Winston Wright ain't even been added to the offense. Bethune, but some of those guys follow Lincoln Riley there. But I hear you. Nobody making bionic leg joke. No, not no more. Not even me. And I wasn't high on taking Benson. And that was a 2-part thing. One, I thought our running back room was fine. I didn't think we needed to waste scholarship on a running back room. And yeah, taking a running back coming off a knee injury to a position that I thought was still good. I didn't think it was necessary. I still think, and this is no knock on Benson. I still think though, come on, man, with the way Trayshawn Ward is played, Benson is a luxury, and is a damn good luxury, but I still think your running back room would have been fine. And DJ, I'm not going to say DJ Williams would have been Trey Benson, but he probably could have been productive for you. You know what I'm saying? So, but no bionic leg jokes, and absolutely lucky to have Trey Benson, and he's been everything they've hyped him up to be. Ain't even touched the field yet, bro. Yes, we'll be ranked. I think DJ Chester and Jordan Hall were in the building tonight. And Rod Kearney, I know for a fact, was there tonight. JT on PDDs. I don't care what happened to JT, man. They done put him on some steroids. All of a sudden, he playing like a grown man out here. Oh, man, I feel like Middle Tennessee just scored again. Boy, Zay, you a good sport, bro. They were doubling him, which is what Louisville should have did. Who would have thought the wide receiver group? I won't call them the strength, but they're a damn good group. I think your quarterback's your strength. I think the reason your wide receivers are playing better because you got a quarterback. Your quarterback is – I'll be honest, I can't stress enough. I find myself in – I don't know if Terrence is even still listening, but you can ask Terrence because I put this in the chat almost every game. I can't help but find myself every time I've watched a game this year I just stop and go, wow. Jordan Travis is not the same quarterback. Like, I can't think of a transformation that I've seen like this. And this ain't just because I'm a Florida State fan. And somebody, if you can show me evidence of the evolution of a player, if you go watch Jordan Travis against Notre Dame last year and how bad he was, man, and what you're seeing this year, I don't know if that's Tony Tokarz. I don't know. I'm giving Tony Tokarz the credit because Mike don't work directly with the quarterbacks. He didn't when Kenny Dillingham was here. That was Kenny Dillingham's thing. And he gave that role to Tony Kokars, and all of a sudden, look at this. And then you go and look at Tate Rodemaker's development. Tate Rodemaker did not play bad in his limited action. He's starting to stay in that pocket and do some things himself. He can whip the football. He has a little bit of I think Tate's mechanics need to be cleaned up. But man, what Jordan Travis has evolved into is kind of crazy. It really is crazy, and I don't even know where it. Man, again, I don't know. Can you name one? Somebody said Joe Burrow. I mean, I guess that's a good one, but Joe Burrow transferred to an entirely different program, to an entirely different, system with Jamar Chase and these guys. I'm not saying Joe Burrow wasn't talented. Obviously, he got to the NFL and Joe Burrow continued to do his thing. But just the point is, Travis didn't transfer somewhere else, right? And then go to another head coach. He stayed here and he's just evolved. But even the same weapons he had last year are looking better. I don't know if it has to do with more weapons. I think Travis is the reason. Let me put it like this, VJ. If we have all these wide receivers last year, you think Mackenzie Milton would have been doing what Jordan Travis is doing right now? Because I don't. I said it already, Insane Mob. If he landed Hakeem, I would not say anything negative about Dugans for the rest of the year. So I have nothing to say about Dugans. Negative, as far as what he's done recruiting-wise, you got a really good receiving core right now, and with Jacobs and Goldie Lawrence and Hakeem. That's pretty damn good. Oh, and by the way, your receivers are looking pretty good this season too. So I ain't got nothing negative to say about Ron. I am not afraid to say when I was wrong or shut up or eat crow. And I shout out to Ron Dugans. I ain't got nothing negative to say. Tony Tokars was a huge improvement as a QB coach. It obviously looks that way, right? Norvell isn't going to – bro, of course not. We talked about that. That's not a thing. The future is bright. Facts, Polk. Crazy development. I just can't think of one. I can't think of one, man. I'm sick. Plus T2Y gone off. I'm in shock. I'm drunk. Plus y'all know what I'm going through. It's damn near like therapy. Crazy as it sounds. We need a new kicker. Yes, we do, Jack. Tate is looking like a solid number 2. It might be betting favorite to take over when JT moves on. We'll see. Let's not jump the gun. But I do think Tate's starting to come along. Dukins has them boys balling. He absolutely does. A Jordan Travis transformation reminds me of the Charlie Ward transformation. Okay. Yeah. I actually like that. Insane Mob. Yeah, man. All the respect goes to Zay tonight. Yes, I know. What's the score now? Is it still 7-3? Absolutely. USC has been on upset alert all night. It was 7-3 going into the fourth. Did Oregon State score again, or is it? No, USC's up 17-14. Come on, Oregon State. Don't blow the church's money. These teams kill me, man. They be winning all game, come to the fourth quarter, then you want to start blowing the church's money, man. Yeah, man, he's having a moment, bro. He's going through it. Don't forget, our O-line and D-line is being built for O-line, D-line, Keldrick Falk in the mix, Simmons, Kearney. I hope Chester saw that atmosphere tonight. You need to come join that. That's not even to mention the guys he already got committed to the team. Or on the team, signed in jerseys. Julian Armella, Jalen Early, Dontre Richardson, Antavius Woody, Quayshawn Sapp. I agree, though. JT may be the most improved QB I've ever seen. Go Noles. Remember when they wouldn't even let him throw? Remember when they said he couldn't throw? Remember when people said the man couldn't throw like 10 yards? Crazy. I heard Trey broke the rock. You also hated on Odell. I did. Well, what y'all call hate is just truth. Okay, it's not about hating. I don't hate on anybody. I gave you facts about Odell and the way his recruiting had tailed off in recent years. That's not even hate. Those are documented facts that I backed up with recruiting rankings and players not living up to potential. Okay. So, again, I'm not hating on anybody, I'm giving you facts. I know Tallahassee. I know they're pretty excited about Mighty Blue Raiders kicking the Hurricanes' tail because we kicked their tails, and I ain't afraid to say it. Yep, I saw that comment. How many years does JT have left? He got one more. He has another year of eligibility if he wants it. Armella had a nice block in the last Benson TD run. Polk the mad hater. Canes lost, Gators lost, Knowles won. What a great day. How will our defense compare to Wake Forest? I think we got to bring. I think they got to do what they did tonight. We gotta. Now I'll say this about Wake, man. Wake has some really good receivers, and we know they have a good quarterback, but they've got some really good wide receivers, in my opinion. We got to make up our mind, and do we bring pressure, play one-on-one on the edge, and say, hey, our athletes against your athletes? I kind of want to say that should be the game plan. I hate there's that soft zone when we run that. I'd much rather just try to bring pressure and get Hartman, get him off center, get him off his spot, and make him, he had some throws against Clemson today. Like when they were able to move him, he got very inaccurate. Like when his feet are set and he's able to throw from the pocket, he's pretty. He can put throws out there, and he can drop the ball in the basket, as they say. But you get him off center, you get him off his spot, and he gets pretty inaccurate, in my opinion. And if we can do that, I think we can have some success. I do not care. Do your thing, Travis. Don't even care. If we beat NC State and Clemson, do we win the ACC? I won't say you win the ACC championship game, but again, if you beat Wake, NC State, and Clemson, you've all but locked it up. Okay, you beat Wake. Wake's probably eliminated. Clemson and NC State finna play. One of those teams are gonna have a loss. Again, so if you beat all three of those teams, you have the tiebreaker with everybody. 2 of the 3 teams are going to already have 2 ACC losses, so they're going to be out of it. And look, I mean, again, I don't say you win the ACC, but you probably make the ACC championship if you win all 3 of these games. They got some good ones, man. Yeah, they're big. Pause. Right. They don't have the best O-line. And that's what I'm saying. If we can get them moving, I think we can get some throws passed to us and some inaccurate passes. But they got some good receivers. Hey, did Wood Bay play for Boston? He did play, and he did not much. Matter of fact, he couldn't cover Cam McDonald tonight. Whoever's behind the NIL deals for them FSU players need to dig deep in the pockets and try to keep Trav for his last year. If Trav listen, guys, Trav, if he continues this level of play, I mean, can you even be mad at him? He's going to see what his market is in the NFL. They absolutely do. And it's interesting to watch how they run it. What he's saying. Please, somebody screenshot this and send it to me. Because he ain't been over here. Because he ain't going to show up over here. Because that's what he does. But I would love to see the crap he's saying in the Miami message boards. Please screenshot this and send it to me if you can. Yes, I think Verse plays against Wake. I think he could have played tonight. They just kept him out because they didn't need him. Who in the Coastal can beat us right now? Coastal's absolutely buns. Duke might be the best team in the Coastal. And they lost to Kansas today. Do you think Wake Forest will be emotional drain? I don't know if they'll be emotional. I mean, I think the Clemson game might probably takes a toll on them. Man, I drove to North Carolina to Cleveland, Ohio today to visit my kids. I was listening to the football on XM the entire trip, hyped the entire time. Probably made the drive go by faster too, huh? USC won, unfortunately. Yes, sir, I'm here. Let me see. Let me click on this link that Tyler just posted in this chat. Because unlike y'all, I want to see this new King debacle. I got to join 247 to read it. I mean, if that's the case, I'm not going to be able to read it. If I got to join, yeah. Pitt, maybe, yeah. Oh, now all of a sudden he done for the rest of the year. So, Miami fans, I'm not going to waste no more time on you guys. I mean, that was really it. And again, this game was what it was. We did what we were supposed to do. But we did it in a fashion that I was impressed with that I did not see coming. So when we talk about Florida State, again, we're turning a corner. We're turning a corner. Miami's turning into the dumpster. I'm going to say this about Florida. I really don't try to say nice things about Florida. But if you want to be really objective, Florida's has had a hell of a crazy start to their. Florida has played 3 ranked teams out of their 4 games in Utah, Kentucky, and Tennessee. I mean, that's granted they started the season off with 3 straight home games, which I'm not a fan of. But to Florida's credit, man, they're 2-2. They could easily be 1-3. They could easily be 0-4. You could argue Utah should have beat them and USF should have beat them. Grew up hating Florida more. Ever since I've done YouTube, I start hating Miami more. But I grew up hating Florida more. But Florida could easily be 0-4. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. They again, I ain't trying to say anything nice, but I mean, man, they played 3 ranked teams. They're 2-2. Unlike Miami, who played a bunch of bums, and they're 2-2. So, I mean, who's 2-2 is better? I would say Florida's 2-2 is better than Miami's. Yeah, USF and Utah should have beat them. We just need to be aggressive and attack on that defense and let the offense do its thing. That is how we can get out of 3-game stretch with at least wins. Polk, do you see FSU leaving the ACC? Yeah, if college football continues the trend that it's on now, yeah, I think the ACC folds eventually. Team speed, 2 defenders and 1 play for a tackle multiple times, dominant trait. FSU fans definitely hate Florida more. Miami is like a pesky brother that keeps getting on your nerves. Miami fans talk all that trash, and then they don't show up to games. Sad. Here's the dynamic that I'm starting to learn. Again, I grew up hating Florida more, but I'm from Central Florida. So if you know, that's Gator country, right? If you're a South Florida Noel, you probably grew up hating Miami. So it's just all about where you're from. Who you hate more. I still say Florida's the bigger rival. That's my opinion, how I look on it, I think it goes Florida, then Miami, and then Clemson, who I am still reluctant to call Clemson a rivalry game. I think that's an ACC manufactured rival that they needed for ratings and to make the ACC try to be a prevalent conference, in my opinion. I don't really consider Clemson a rival. And it only recently became a rivalry, I'd say, within the last 10 years when both schools were really kind of at their peak. Florida State, Miami, and Florida State, Florida. Those are, in my opinion, Florida State's only two rivals. And I know we also had a rivalry with Virginia. At least with the Virginia rivalry, we actually played for a trophy there. So, you can call that what you will. See, Ben says he's a South Florida no. Even though you still kill me with your Georgia pick, you need to change that pick, man. But you from South Florida, you probably hate Miami more. I hate Florida for sure. I absolutely hate Clemson. See, you're from Carolina, so I get it. But again, I don't even consider Clemson a real rival. I think, again, that's some ACC manufactured stuff. Adam Fuller must be aggressive. And I agree with the weight game. I think he's got to be aggressive here, man. Got to be aggressive. No, you ain't got to apologize. I'm just making fun of you. I think you got to be aggressive to that comment, though. Got to be aggressive. But you got to be smart with it. Don't be overly aggressive. Like Adam Fuller has this thing, man, where he, on a 3rd and long, don't call a blitz, because I guarantee you the screenplay's coming. Any good OC is going to read the blitz, call a screen as a check, and now we're giving up 15 yards on the screenplay. I've seen Adam Fuller do that too many times for my liking. Be aggressive, but be smart with it. Insane Mom says Clemson is a rival. Check a FSU game back from 88-89, and that was the beginning of the hate. Again, to me, they're not a rival. I was born in 88, so no, I don't know about the 88-89 game. I know Florida State won, 11, 12 straight, or 9 or something like that, straight ACC championships and all that stuff, and dominated the conference once they came in. If you want to call Clemson a rival because of the punt Ruski, that's fine. I don't call them a rival. In my opinion, rivalry games got to be for something. If I'm playing you, and when I knew in the 90s, when I played Florida, the winner was going to the national championship most likely. It was usually 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, 2 versus 4. When I played Miami, the winner was going to a national championship. When you played Clemson, it was just another game. Is Wake offense real good, or is Clemson's defense suspect? No, Wake's offense is good. I think Wake's defense is definitely suspect. Clemson's secondary is garbage. It's not even suspect. Clemson's secondary is garbage. But their D-line is still very good. But Clemson's secondary is garbage. But Wake's offense is also the truth, and has been for the last 2 years. My best friend from high school was a Miami fan, so I hate Miami with a passion. See? It's all about those relationships. That's the point. South Florida, and I can't stand either one, Gators or the Canes. How crazy would it be for Cam Davis to stick with us all this time? I hope he does. He better. Hope he watching these running backs. Why wouldn't you? I ain't saying nothing about Fuller tonight. I'm just saying be aggressive, but don't be overly aggressive. Don't be, situational football. Understand the situation and call. I'm not saying go. Just to be able to know that a screen's coming and coach that up and read that is all I'm saying. That's how I feel. No, I didn't. You're right. Because again, I was born in 88. I love them to lose. You and super fanboy Coach Coop's YouTube channel is like looking at a funeral. I know about Coach Coop's channel. No, Clemson isn't a rivalry. In a head-to-head competition, we still have the best record over them. Again, what defines rivalry for man is, does your games mean anything? So that's why Clemson to me isn't a rivalry. And it probably infuriates Clemson fans because they want to be included, but that's just how I feel. Like, and that's also the thing. Sometimes rivalries can go one way and not both ways. For Clemson fans, Florida State probably definitely is a rivalry. You know why? Because Florida State was the big boys of the conference. And for them, when you beat Florida State, it means something to them. I can understand that. For Clemson fans, they look at Florida State as that ultimate goalpost to reach, right? But for a Florida State fan, Clemson didn't become a rivalry till recent years. What do we have to do to win against Wake? Again, defensively, you got to get pressure on that quarterback. Got to make him throw some ill-advised passes. And defensively, man, you just got to keep those receivers in check. Or offensively, I'm sorry. Offensively, I think offensively, we just got to do what we do. Because I don't think Wake's defense is really any good. Offensively, man, just do what you do. I think Clemson has became a rivalry because when we were both at our best, usually that's my point. It just recently became a rivalry. It just recently became a rivalry. But if you think it's a rivalry, then that's all power to you. You know, if 34 is young, I love to be young. Again, it's just not a rivalry to me. That's why I think a lot of these, they call the Iron Bowl the best rivalry or one of the best rivalries in college football. I think in Alabama and Auburn is definitely a big rivalry. But Auburn, until recent years, and that's only one every 5 years, that Auburn and Alabama game has ever really meant anything. Auburn wasn't competing for national titles like that. It was you're proving my point. Insane Mob. I don't know if you realize you're proving the entire point I'm making. It was an ACC manufactured rivalry. The Bowden Bowl was some shit they made up. That right there is the reason that made it a rivalry, because they wanted to make the Bowden Bowl because of Bobby and his son. Why? It's a rivalry because they gave it a name. That's what makes it a rivalry? Or does a rivalry mean something? Again, we just have different definitions of what a rivalry is. If you think Clemson's a rivalry, bro, you got it. For you, they're a rivalry. For me, they're not a rival. The game doesn't mean any, or didn't used to mean anything until they put the Bowden Bowl moniker on it. Oh, the Bowden Bowl. Again, to make something out of it, to make it an attraction. I know, that's my point. We walked all over Clemson. I know, that's my point. It's not a real rivalry. Because Michigan State and Ohio State, that's a real rivalry, and that's a rivalry that back in the day, national title implications, all those things. I'm with you on the Michigan versus Ohio State. I'm with you there. I don't think that game is as big as maybe it used to be, but I'm with you because of what it used to mean. Michigan, Ohio State meant something. Auburn and Alabama never meant anything because it's a one-sided rivalry. One team in that rivalry never really competed for natties. Auburn winning the national championship every 20 years or something like that. Alabama's always in the hunt. Michigan and Ohio State traded back and forth. I think Michigan has the most wins in D1 history, right? Ohio State has a ton of national championships to their name. Michigan's got a bunch. I mean, that's what makes the rivalry. When Florida State and Miami would get on the field, it was riddled with NFL talent. Winner was going to play for a natty. That's what makes a rivalry. Same thing with the Florida rivalry. Hit Hartman until he gets, I'm with you. Keep hitting him. Don't do anything crazy, but hit him. I mostly would say the ACC conference is rivalry, not rivalry. Like, yeah, again, ACC manufactured rival. I would say Alabama Auburn is like FSU versus Miami. No, it's not. Again, those games don't mean – it means a bunch to Alabama and Auburn. It means a bunch to Alabama residents of that state. Where's the national implications for Alabama and Auburn? You can only think of 2 times when they had Cam Newton and when we played him in the national championship. Outside of that, that game doesn't mean anything. Used to be. That's a rivalry for Michigan. I mean, I don't know. I think you guys are losing the point that I'm trying to make. Yes, that game means a lot to the state of Michigan, but not to the national scene. Not only does the Florida-Miami rivalries mean a lot to the residents of the state, but they meant a lot to the national scene. Those winner of those games were playing for rings. That's the point I'm getting at. Which is why Auburn and Alabama don't mean anything in the grand scheme. It means a bunch to the state of Alabama, but it's not the rivalry they try to pit it as. Right? Texas and Texas A&M was a big rivalry that's going to pick up when Texas joins the SEC. But it didn't mean nothing in the national scene. But it was a big rivalry in Texas. Oklahoma and Nebraska was a big rivalry, and it meant a lot on the national scene because Oklahoma and Nebraska at one point were competing for natties. Michigan, Ohio State competing for natties. USC and UCLA, that don't mean nothing outside of the city of Los Angeles. You get what I'm getting at? All these games are rivalries, obviously. But what do they mean? But that's all I got tonight, guys. Great show tonight. I'm gonna end it here. We cooked on Miami because why the hell not? Why would we not cook on Miami? FSU dominates 44-14 against Boston College, and a domination that I did not see coming. Right, so shout out to Florida State there. And like I said at the beginning of the video, man, sit back, FSU fans, and enjoy this ride because I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see us turn this corner and become a good football team. We might already be a good football team. What I do know is we're building a good football team. And we might be further along this year than some of us thought. And like I said, this was a great week to be a Seminole. Blake Nicholson, Baby Luke, Hakeem Williams with P-Dub, with commitment. So got a 4-star and a 5-star in the same week. Then you open the day up. Florida takes an L. Miami gets embarrassed in that so-called home field with 500 fans, if that, in the stands. And then we come out here and we dominate the end of the night off. It don't really get much better than that, folks. I don't even know. I don't know how you cap the night off. Get if you got a girlfriend or a wife, you know how to finish it off. That's just all I'll say there. That's the best way you can finish your night off. But hey, guys, hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, tuning in. Haven't been around before, just found me tonight, and you're a Florida State fan, and even if you're just a college football fan, hit that subscribe button, man. Kick it with us. This is what we do every Saturday, win, lose, or draw. I am up here doing this. And share the videos. Share the video to me is always the biggest deal because that is how you kind of spread the word. If you got friends who are fans of college football, if you got friends who like to listen to stuff like this, let them know, hey, there's this crazy light-skinned dude on YouTube, and he talks about Florida State, and he's funny sometimes, and he could be annoying, but he just likes to get on here and talk, and maybe you find him interesting. By all means, man, share that video. But as always, It's your boy Polk over here on 863 Seminole TV. Stay classy, Seminoles. And we got you. Go Noles. And I'll see you next week.